I've always loved high school football, and its popularity is at an all-time high. Its top players have risen and sometimes even gone beyond this popularity as well. At the top of the ESPN 300, and the number one quarterback in the class is Bryce Underwood. As you can see, Bryce Underwood is a next level talent with all the traits of the next superstar QB. Amongst his top traits are arm strength, where he typically throws absolute bombs with a flick of the wrist. Mobility that made me wonder why he was even listed as a pocket passer on ESPN's ranking. And last, intangibles. Now he may be accused of clip farming from time to time, but confidence is an underrated trait that all elite QBs have. So when you put all this together and add in a historic high school career, you get Bryce Underwood signing a 4-year, $12 million NIL deal to play for the Michigan Wolverines this year, and adding some much-needed juice to their QB room. And with his upside, he should probably have a Cam Newton or a Josh Allen type of player archetype at that level. While Bryce is headed to Michigan, we got to go all the way down to Alabama to see where the number 2 quarterback and the number 1 dual-threat QB is going, in Keelon Russel. Keelon Russel is no joke on the field, and he leaves opposing defenses in the dust with his running ability. A big part of his game is his absolute shiftiness. His frame makes him perfect to set defenders up and then shake them out their cleats. And while they're licking dirt, he'll be running by them, and even in that same breath, he'll keep his eyes down the field too. The ball comes out of his hand easy, and he hits his targets on time, down the field, and in the intermediate area. You add all this stuff up together and you get a big play machine at the Texas top high school football team, Duncanville. This also led him to be the Gatorade Player of the Year. When you're the top quarterback in Texas, you get a $1.7 million NIL evaluation. These high school boys already making NFL money. And if we take a look at his NFL comps, I think the closest I would say is Jaden Daniels, or maybe even Marcus Mariota if he actually lived up to his Oregon hype. Keelon's reign over Texas football wasn't done alone though. He had his running mate, the number 1 wide receiver in the nation, Dakorien Moore. Dakorien Moore was a beast on the outside and was touted as the best wide receiver in the nation. What makes him different is a couple freaky traits he has. First of all, he got some big ass hands. Pause if needed, I don't think so, but just in case, pause. So those baseball mitts, he's able to snag balls out the air. Yep, no, that's a pause. He's able to snag balls out the air and win contested catches for his QB, which is surprising because he's not the tallest guy, but he seems to have a pretty solid build. In addition to this, he has track speed.
Dakorien Moore finishing things off for Duncanville. Oh, look at the time, Olivia.
Wow!
What this means is he can separate from defenders easily and make himself a more reliable target for the quarterback. More than just getting deep, he can be a threat from anywhere on the field. Because he's so athletic and so reliable, he's also a pretty good target for yards after catch, where he routinely takes slants and screens for big plays and even touchdowns. If I had to give him a pro comp, he kind of fits your prototypical LSU wide receiver, more specifically Jamar Chase and Malik Neighbors. Truthfully, he probably should have just went to LSU, but he's actually going to Oregon. But speaking of LSU, that's where our next player, the number 1 running back in the ESPN 300, is going. Harlem Berry. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't know who this was before I did my research. But after I did my research, he actually became my favorite player of this video. And not for any particular reason, he's just dumb fast and his play style is pretty satisfying to watch. And another thing I noticed that he has is really good vision. Like, he'll find the open spot in the field and just run right to it. Like I said, his game is characterized by blazing speed, and he pairs that with a lot of agility where he can stop on a dime and get back up to full speed in almost an instant. And this combination of speed and agility literally made him unstoppable in high school. And I'm being dead ass, like he was unstoppable. His senior year, his rushing stats alone, he had 2,000 rushing yards and 41 touchdowns. And that doesn't include his receiving stats or his kick return stats. I wouldn't be surprised if he was out there right now somewhere just scoring a touchdown. I think his NFL comp right now would have to be Jahmyr Gibbs, which is high praise. And our next player will actually not be in this video. If you want to learn more about high school players, NFL players, college players, leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment. I post every Monday and Thursday, so check in on those days. Appreciate y'all. Peace.